Ben, Blackburn Tally Field Lighting Phase 2 Project Award.
All right, so the item before you, well, good evening again, Mayor and members of the council. So the item before you is in regards to Phase 2 of the Blackburn Tally lighting improvements. And so a little history on it. A few years back, we had some safety concerns. One of the large lights fell over. We had about a 60-foot plus light that fell over. And then also, looking at those lights, they were from the 80s. We're starting to have a lot of maintenance issues with them. It takes special equipment to get up and replace those lights. And then also some lighting standards that are recognized by the different Little League and ASA softball and different things. And so when we looked at the project, it's expensive. And so when we looked at it, we thought the best approach would to go into like a multi-phase implementation through the CIP. And so we broke it into a three-phased approach, where the first phase was completed a couple years ago. And with that, we went with an LED lighting system, Musco lights, which is pretty much the standard for lighting, for field complex lighting, that provides that 50-foot candle, infield 30-foot candle consistently. And it has the 25-year warranty, which is really huge when comparing the others, where it's maintenance, material, labor, and they monitor it and take care of it for that 25-year period. And so right now we're looking at moving forward with a Phase 2 project to implement that CIP project. And so the scope with Phase 2 would to add 4 new poles. These for Field 2 of the Blackburn Tally Complex, where we're going to utilize 2 shared poles. So when we did Phase 1, we made these poles larger, and we actually implemented the lights for Field 2 on those poles when we did that installation to try to be more efficient. And then with this project, we're going to take out the 8, and the sum is going to be 4 with 2 shared ones. And so that's the scope of the project. Here's a couple pictures of the new lights going in. The big difference being, instead of being metal bolted to a foundation, these are concrete, and they sit on a concrete sleeve above ground, and they're wireless controlled now. And they really, with the Musco lighting system, they have this lighting network, how it dials into the controller to make sure it can really enhance so the field's uniform compared to current lights, where you go out to one side of the baseline, it's 5-foot candles versus the 50 and 30, so you get that consistency. And so with that, there's a price tag with it, and they're expensive. And so with Phase 1, we went through a competitive bid process to do those lights and the shared poles, and it was around $349,000. With that, there was a little bit more scope because of the shared poles, the larger poles with the lights for Field 2 and with the controller. And so now we're looking at Phase 2 and at $273,000 approximately. And what we're looking to do with this contract is to utilize our cooperative purchasing agreement through Sourcewell. And so last time we got a pretty good price with them, and we thought, you know what, let's do a competitive bid price. And what we found out when we did that competitive bid was that it was really hard we didn't get a good price. It was actually slightly higher. And what it is that in order to get those lights and have that warranty put in, that the electrician had to be certified installer. They had to be trained a certain way for Musco to basically put their lights in. And so what happened was, when those electricians that wanted to bid on the project, they went from Musco being the prime contractor to Musco being the sub, and then everybody added their contingency factors on there. And so it came in higher than the Sourcewell agreement. So staff with Phase 2, we're recommending that we use that cooperative purchasing agreement. The municipal code allows it with sections in the procurement manual under sole sourcing regarding compatible with existing equipment from one vendor, and quality requirements are available in comparable products. And so with that, and then also with Sourcewell's, when we looked at their contracts with Musco, there's specific language in there about complying with all state laws, and then also paying prevailing wages. And so staff recommends that we utilize that in order to avoid higher prices and issues with timing and potential higher price. And then I got a section on there that currently the CIP has phase 3 budgeted $175,000, which is lower because we could utilize the existing poles on field 3, but change out the heads. And so on field 3, there are existing higher quality poles must go in place, but we would swap out the lights from the metal halide to a metal when we get to that point. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions and see staff's recommendations A and B.
Thank you, Ben. Any questions from dais? Nothing? From public by chance? All right. Motion time. Dave, go ahead.
Through the mayor. I move to adopt a resolution adopting a CEQA Class 1 category exemption, awarding a construction contract to Musco Sports Lighting, LLC in the amount of $272,824.85 by piggybacking on Sourcewell contract number 082114 MSL, with the finding this in best interest of the city and authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement for the Blackburn Tally Field Lighting Phase 2 project. Also, I move that we authorize the finance director to make the supplemental appropriations and related transfers in the amount of $26,466.09 from the unallocated general capital improvement funds to CIP account 901-234-65501 for the additional funds necessary to complete construction.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. Thank you very much, Ben.